Day 11. Rescuing God. The king said to me, "What is it you want?" Nehemiah 2:4. We turn to God for help when our foundations are shaking, only to learn that it is God who is shaking them. Charles C. West. Money, if it does not bring you happiness, will at least help you be miserable in comfort. Helen Gurley Brown. This may have been Nehemiah's finest moment. He was completely vulnerable to the king. He was wearing his heart on his sleeve. His face told the complete story of his anguish and the uncertainty of the future. This is the time we usually lean on our own intellect and attempt to control the situation. After all, Nehemiah was dealing with someone who certainly would not and could not empathize with him. What he was about to request was way outside the lines, far beyond his employment contract, and not a very good strategy when communicating with the boss. Humanly speaking, this was the time to negotiate a package that would be a win-win situation for both parties. So this is the time to candy coat the message to the king, right? Tell him what he wants to hear, make the request in a compelling way, and be ready to overcome any objection. But that is not what Nehemiah did. Nehemiah chose to level with the king, risking the worst possible outcome. He obeyed God and left the consequences to him. Rescuing God is about making something happen yourself because you don't think God is big enough to do it. You become the gatekeeper of God's plans, his eyes and ears on the ground. Nehemiah didn't try to rescue God. He simply communicated what God had placed on his heart and was willing to do whatever the king permitted him to do. There are great reasons to take matters into your own hands, because some things are too important to leave to God. What if he blows it? Nehemiah knew all men's hearts were in God's hands, and that he could trust him. He knew God withholds nothing from those who walk blamelessly. Will you rescue God this time? Or will you let him rescue you? If there is more month than money, you will charge your groceries. And that is why God gave you credit, isn't it? Then God can send you a check to pay off the credit card, right? This can also mean taking matters into your own hands and not quite revealing all the truth, as the truth may hurt your situation. I can remember a one-on-one coaching appointment with a gentleman who, after hearing God's word, revealed that he had added hours that he had not worked to his paycheck and was paid more than he had honestly earned. He was moved to come clean and wanted to do the right thing. But his mind said, make it up on the next payroll and lower the earnings by the amount dishonestly taken. This would smooth out the situation and all would be made right. But the employer would never know a theft had occurred. Is this merely situational ethics? No. The road less traveled is obeying God and leaving the consequences to him. He humbly went to his employer and asked for forgiveness, with the stolen money in hand, along with 20% more, and I'm sorry. The employer was absolutely blown away by his employee's honesty, as no one had ever come to him and confessed such a situation. He commended the employee and gave him more responsibility since he knew he could be trusted. Stop leaning on your own understanding. Trust God and stop rescuing him.